So, is mental health issue really an issue among expats? Perhaps. It depends how you look, how, what, in what lens, what kind of lens we are using to look at it, right? Depends of who you ask, right? If you ask local people, right? Local people in the Philippines or Latin America, Mexico, really, it doesn't seem to be a big issue. It is, what it is that we expats, we come from all over the places, all over the, all over different countries, Western countries, some Latin American countries, some, Asian countries, and it depends what the background of each one of us is. But is it really? I mean, each one of us it does reflect our own background, our own country, wherever we're coming from, what kind of society we live in. I mean, wherever we're coming from. So, if I ask you the next question about, if we ask ourselves, if you're from New York or from small town Nebraska somewhere, is your really is your mental health the same as somebody from New York or Nebraska, small town Nebraska or small town North Carolina? Look, I'm not saying that everybody is like but it's a different lifestyle. If we don't assume that everybody who lives in big cities suffer mental health, but what about stress? I mean, there's so much stress in big cities nowadays. Look at Los Angeles, what's going on? The military on the street, National Guard. I mean, 3 days of unrest, civilian unrest. I mean, the army, National Guard. I mean, on the streets, and the city is going on very much. It's a chaotic situation. Can what can if this kind of event after it's over, it's over almost over. I mean, there's some rioting, some protests, peaceful protests. Most people are protesting peacefully. But let's remember the Rodney King. Remember the Rodney King riot, issue like 30 years ago. Same thing in LA. There was many people starting with the peaceful protests, and things went basically on flames, just like it is going on right now. The blame game has begun, like always. The blame game. Well, this shouldn't have been done that way. We should deal with law enforcement another way. But all kinds, these issues, like what you see in cities like New York, Chicago, LA, Miami. I mean, you don't really see it in small villages, small town America. You don't really. I mean, it's hard to. It's very, rare. In 100 years, there's no. So, just if you think about what's going on in big cities, and if you, as an expert, come from big, I'm not saying every expert that comes from a big city to live in the Philippines are, has a mental health issue. But according to the, study has been made that, half of the population who suffer from, stress-related issues, whether it's financial stress, work-related, and family. I mean, we all deal with it. We all been through that. We all deal with it. But if we come into a new country like the Philippines to live, or Latin America, Mexico, it could be South America, are we bringing all those stress-related issues that develops into a mental health? I'm not talking just PTSD that most veterans. I mean, some veterans, lots of veterans really suffer from PTSD. It's not their fault. They've been through a war situation. They've been through, different deployments overseas. There has to be some help for them too. But what about those people who hasn't been at a wars? It's been, it's becoming a big issue in the Philippines that almost half of the expats coming to the Philippines have some kind of issue, personal issues. We all have personal issues, of course. But are we bringing all this, like when the personal issues become trouble for the society where we live in, then becomes a big issue. So what we have seen from many foreigners complaining, in social media and complaining at the coffee shop. Some people don't want to publicly say it, but it's an open conversation in which many expats get in trouble. I mean, get in trouble with law enforcement locally, get in trouble with neighbors, get in trouble with road rage on the street, traffic violation, and all kinds of little, it sounds little small trouble, but um, there, is becoming a big issue. Increasingly, in recent years, in the last 5 years, it's becoming places like Dumaguete. There is no day goes by when there is an incident with an expat. An incident, some of these incidents are serious, some not. So, are we really bringing all our baggages, all our issues to a foreign land where we're supposed to bring the best of us? The best of us meaning that we're looking for a second chance in life. We're looking for a cheaper place to live, a quality of life in a society that's very respectful for others, very respectful for family, for the entire family, for to foreigners, to strangers. This is the Philippines. I mean, the Philippines where you can make a new life, and people are, of course, many thousands and thousands of foreigners are finding that new life. But for some, we still have years and years dealing with different kind of issues that we brought from home meaning from our home countries, and then we keep if we need help, we look for help. There are local help, not just if you don't have the Medicare benefits. Now that Medicare is a big issue, that they're cutting Medicaid and Medicare with the new bill possible, and it's not approved yet. I mean, the new bill that is discussing in Congress is not approved yet, but there is a talk that Medicare will be cut. But of course, you don't get Medicare help in which you can use for your mental health issue in the Philippines or abroad. I'm talking about Costa Rica too. You can't bring those benefits, of course. Doesn't apply. Doesn't apply meaning you can't really use the benefits unless you go back to the United States. You can use those Medicare benefits or Medicaid benefits. They also talk this negotiation that some cuts will be to save money. The issue is always saving money, but should we cut in Medicaid and Medicare to save money? I mean, meaning for the federal government? Well, the debate is on. The debate goes on. Many, of course, foreigners are disagreement. Many, sometimes they hear, you raise your voice, telling your lawmaker. You call from anywhere you can call your lawmakers, whether you are in Costa Rica, Mexico, Philippines, Argentina, Central America, anywhere you are in El Salvador, you can, make your voice known. I mean, loud enough so the lawmakers can hear, make the right decision in the Medicare, Medicaid issue. That, of course, has to do with your benefits for your mental health issue, if you have it. One, if you think it's chronic, even, people who have been for years dealing with life in the Philippines, they complain. I mean, very well, I'm not going to name names today, but you hear them in social media complaining about that they are suffering from mental health. I mean, they're very honest on that. Myself, if I'm, I'll say it openly if I have, but thank God I don't have it. My only mental health is my Bible. I mean, that's my only therapy, my Bible, the four Gospels. That's my, I recommend you, please get into the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Your mental health will go, with any issue that, family issue, anything, you'll find peace, you'll find the answers. That's the answer for everything in life. So guys, I just wanted to make a comments about what's going on in the Philippines, what's going on with very well-known YouTubers who are very much concerned about, and even some YouTubers like quitting. I mean, quitting meaning like getting off, not being a YouTuber anymore because it's so overwhelming, the issues. There are so many issues going among expats, in Dumaguete, Cebu City, I mean, you name it. I mean, so many infighting, like feud, like family feud type, among expats. There is so much jealousy, so much, envy. I mean, among, from some people claim that they have so much money. Some people claim that they are so, uh, they have so better pension than other. I mean, it's silly things. That is it because you have nothing else to do. I mean, like I've been saying for days and weeks now, that guys, there is something when we have like plenty of time in our hands, like nothing else to do. Things, our brain, our mental situation, our thoughts. You can think things at the speed of light. I mean, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about thousands of things, but they all, uh, so people tend to, criticize others. Like I do sometimes. I have reviews of other experts too, of the YouTubers about ideas, but I share ideas. You can contempt an idea, you can debate an idea and positions, in different in principles, right? But not a personal attack. Like personally meaning like getting into their lives, personal lives and their families. I can debate issues about immigration, issues about local food, about what city could be the best possible city for an expert. In what place is cheaper to live? What is the best quality of life? We can have a debate about issues that has to do with principles, but not like a personal attacks. A personal attacks meaning like when talk about a person's directly about a personal that is bad because of race or because that. I mean, we can deal with race issues too. Sometimes political doctrine, political issues, but with respect to others. I mean, can debate principles like a Medicare, Medicaid. That's not a political issue. It is in a way a little bit because Congress is the one approves. But you can discuss that in a friendly way and set my position on what shouldn't be cut. I mean, what the benefits shouldn't be cut, and what the benefits most experts want. I mean, and need, of course. Of course, the best case scenario is that why not having a signature, a signature, collecting signature among millions of experts, petitioning, a petition drive, online petition drive, asking to get this to bring these benefits to foreign, even if you live in a foreign land, so you can use it in the Philippines, in Mexico, Costa Rica, Thailand, Vietnam, anywhere you are. I mean, there are good hospitals, man, that you can use those benefits, but you're not able to. We are not, most people are not able to do anything with their benefits, medical benefits. That could be great help. Why not? That's an open issue. It doesn't. I'm not attacking anybody here by saying that, but that's my position. The most benefits you get in your, I'm not saying end of life, but the last 20, 25, 30 years of life. Some people, we come to a foreign land for the next 50 years. Who knows, right? Myself, I'm planning to live 21 years old, 121 years. So I have plenty to go, right? I have plenty to share. So I would like to just leave you with these thoughts about mental health issue. If you are being, in the Philippines or living abroad as an expat life, try to be, not to get into too much stress about, about personal issues, personal attacks about experts. You can debate about issues, of course, and find your position like clear, like I said before, but like personal attacks that can damage the integrity and reputation of other people, their families too. Because behind every expert there is a family, whether you are married in the Philippines or you have children at home, wherever you are in the United States. But let's not get into that. This get being so thin-skinned in which we react in which our blood pressures can go up and down if we have really thin skin in every issue possible. So have a nice day and let's get it on and with everything in our lives, and try to be fair with each other and respect the local people, not to be prejudiced because of race and everything. We are all we're all creatures of God, not all sons of God, but we are creatures of God, in which we are exactly the same. Let's don't look down to local people because of issue of ethnics or race or or nationalities. It's totally wrong, because we look down to other people because of the national origin, which is has to do all these issues going on in the street of LA has to do with some ethnic issue. Who knows? I mean, and who knows? Next it's gonna be Houston, New York. I mean, it's not a good situation for anybody. So take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.